Greetings, I'm Solidus-Skully, and welcome to episode 2 of Comic Zone. Welcome to the temple. Yes, indeedy, I don't know if this was part of Sketch's original comic book, or parts that Mortis had drawn in. I mean, there do seem to be pages that Sketch doesn't seem to recognize, and in turn, well, you know, we have seen that Mortis does actually draw in enemies for Sketch to fight, and, yeah. I mean, why he doesn't just draw like an atomic bomb or something and just detonate the whole page or just burn the comic book from the outset is, anybody's guess. Although he does actually try and burn this page at the very least, so, yeah, there's actually one of the alternative routes you can actually get where, and again, in an attempt to off-sketch, yeah, he tries to, well, stop. Mortis actually burns one of the pages. Yeah, I really don't know how things work. It's kind of like the never-ending story, like, some laws of physics can affect the real world, other times it's just sort of like, what the hell, really? In any case, much like a Sketch with a rodent, who can indeed perform attacks, I also have my own little companion, Chaos, the cat. Yes. So, anyway, that's part of why I'm a little bit distracted, but, yeah, Sketch has a rat and I have a cat. Together we will be the super comic book brothers, I guess. But yes, in any case, so this is also around about the point where, again, your alternative routes and indeed, well, the puzzle elements, well, do begin to make themselves a little bit more known, because as you notice here with these goddamn bats, known as the creeps, I'm guessing because of the sound they make? At least I think that's what their name is, otherwise they're just, bats with very long stingers. The bees and the bats have teamed up, because I guess the birds and the bees had a falling out. And as such, horrible, horrible things are abound for Sketch Turner, but again, as I mentioned beforehand, this is one of the elements where, again, unless of course you have the correct items, well, progression is going to be quite painful, and yeah, you need one of those rock sigils to block the hole, but yeah, you might think you can try and push it out from the side as you have been able to do with some of the boxes beforehand, but no, you have no other choice but to either waste one of your major power-ups, in this case being the Power Slam, or otherwise you pretty much just have to grin and bear it and, you know, just do whatever else, really. And instead take a third option, which honestly probably would have made me lose about as much health anyway, the paper plane. But yeah, just hold down the attack button, and there you go. By the way, make sure you duck when you throw that paper plane, because otherwise it will come back and hit you, and, well, yeah, you will be in a lot of pain. Much like Sketch's enemies, really. But in any case, so one thing that I did actually want to talk about beforehand, which is to do with some of the music that you, again, full-out music that I actually played at the end of the video, was that, yeah, back in 1995, Comic Zone as a Mega Drive game actually released with a legitimate CD along with it, which, yeah, was filled with actual grunge music based upon some of the Mega Drive tracks you're hearing in the game, that was composed by, you know, one of the men behind the impetus of Comic Zone, Howard Drossen, who I believe Sketch's likeness and indeed his voice was, well, based on. Yeah, only two voice actors in this game. One was Howard Drossen, who provided the voice of Sketch, Mortis, and, you know, pretty much every male voice in between, and I can't quite remember the woman's name, but she basically voices Alyssa and, well, one of the female combatants that were going to be coming across quite soon. But in any case, though, whoa, mysterious, dude. It's like an underground tournament, but at least we got some health drink to, you know, keep us fighting fit, dude. Totally radical health drinks. Dude, if I wasn't a comic book artist, I would totally market this in my hometown of Silent Hill. Comic Zone in Silent Hill. Well, then again, there was actually a Silent Hill comic book that was based on one of the guy's disturbing portraits, painted black, I think it was. Can't really remember much about what happened in that one. That one was kinda cap as shit, but, I don't know. I mean, there is a basis for Silent Hill and having artworks come to life, so that could make for a potentially good game. But too bad Silent Hill nowadays is focused just on, you know, some fucking shitty-ass remakes. Yes, indeed. By the way, those... Again, as you saw there, I didn't actually know that that could happen, but yeah, the springs that Gravis launches out can actually end up being reflected back towards him. Explosive springs. Oh, dearie me, Sketch has quite the imagination right here. But yeah, on top of our next enemy list is basically, well, Kung Fu Man. And as I mentioned beforehand, like, I mean, they do have a bunch of attacks, and, you know, again, if you do get a little bit too heavily reliant on dominant strategy, they will eventually start to, you know, pack a punch, and, you know, they will actually let you know, they'll say, oh, this is getting boring now. But yeah, a bunch of different things they can do, like, a woman who's obviously based on Cammy from Street Fighter, albeit with a kunai whip chain sort of attack, but yeah. They have their own little unique quirks and abilities, and it's up to your ability as a Comic Zone dude to best figure out how to make them burn. And yeah, that's also one of Strigel's abilities. He basically just summons fire. But what are we supposed to do? Rather unfortunately here, I ended up wasting one of my Power Slam abilities, so you do get to see it, but unfortunately though, what you're meant to do is that, you know, release Rodent, basically get him to get one of those little micro-explosives, and basically just toss that over and, boom, Stigil is no more. It'll be Stigil who's the one who burns. Isn't that right, Chaos?
Yes. Oh, you're a happy cat. Yes. You're just happy to have a cuddle and watch Skully play video games.
And that's how I realized that I was fucking stupid. Yes. But in any case, now comes a rather perilous, well, a perilous moment in Comic Zone and what will likely result in a lot of deaths. By the way, I'd just like to mention, before I happen to tragically die here, yeah, if those creeps hit you, you fall to your doom. And, like to mention, only 2 lives, and then you're back to the beginning of the game, and yes, falling into the pit of death is a one-hit kill, so yes, even the game can just say, fuck you. But yeah, then Mortis is pretty much all like, oh, brouhaha, that was too easy, let's try it again because I'm evil. That was satisfying, but yeah, the worst is over, and anyway, now that we got that little monkey off our back, yeah, still don't like instant death drops and why it's in a game with, you know, already with a fairly already stringent difficulty curve by proxy of, you know, 2 lives, no continues, and that's pretty much it, is, well, But in any case, by the time you defeat these 2 creeps and stand in the appropriate spot, then you pretty much finish the page and then can move on to greener pastures. Well, greener pastures in relative terms, there are no green pastures here. I probably should have held on to that a little explosive for the next part, but, oh well. Sketch. Could he be the hero of his own comic book? I mean, judging by this is probably meant to be the design, so... Is it... Well, I mean, again, it probably didn't exist, but... Well, actually, it might have done, but, just not the way that we know it now, but is this basically just Sketch Turner's self-insert fanfiction? I mean, I'm not saying anything, but, you know, considering the end of the game, he does wind up with, well, what's basically the 90s equivalent of, like, his radical waifu dude, and, you know, ultra superpowers and saving the world, so, yeah, I guess people's dreams do come true. But in any case, here we see the fall of Solidus-Skully, as they begin to die a bit more. Oh, the shame, oh, the horror, oh, the huge manatees. Yeah, by the way, there is actually an ability where you can continuously roll, but I wasn't able to pull it off there, so, yeah, unfortunately, taking a lot of massive damage, even though that shouldn't fucking damage you like it does in any other game. And I don't even understand what the fuck they were going for with the whole you take damage by punching inanimate objects. I mean, it's not realistic because we're in a fucking comic book. Surely that would give you some leeway for some fucking wacky-ass bullshit, which comic books are fucking known for. I'd be getting a little bit angrier, but, you know, I've got a little companion here. My cat, she calms me down. Keeps me nice. But yeah, there is also another cool factor you'll be slightly seeing in this level where, yeah, again, if 2 of these enemies, namely these, well, 2 women over here, yeah, they basically say, "Stop it, sister," and then they'll pretty much end up attacking each other, just out of pure jealousy, so... Again, there is like a lot of cool enemy dynamics on display in Comic Zone. It's just kind of a shame that, well, to this game's cost, really, and rather unfortunately out of a lot of some of Sega's best games, yeah, they tend to be rather on the short side, which is, again, I'm suspecting probably part of the reason why Comic Zone was such a, well, a difficult game by proxy of its, you know, live system, lack of continues, and indeed a few other aspects. it's just too short, so they need to pad out the game time, just to ensure they get their money's worth for people who are otherwise just renting it out for the weekend. I'd just like to say that this is what difficulty modes are for, and again, you know, if people enjoy a game the first time around, they're gonna come back and rent it time and time again. This was also made in America. Gaming companies, why won't you realize this? Or some of them do, but, yeah, the gaming industry circa 1995 was a very different beast compared to what it was nowadays, and, in some ways I miss it, in some ways I don't, but either way though. You do have a level select code via the sound test, you know, as a lot of games of the olden days are wont to do, so... I don't know, I mean, if you want to be a cheating bastard and, you know, do a little bit of, you know, total hacksawying, dude! Oh wait, that was 2000s I was slang. Oh no, I betrayed the 90s! And now I'm gonna get eaten by that jar of... whatever it was.
Oh yes, cute cat.
Sorry, I shouldn't get distracted, but that's just a cute cat. I don't even know why she does the things she does, it's probably just because she's a cat and... oh dear. Yes indeed, you do need to pay attention towards, Stickman's... fucking Kung Fu fireball launching Motron. I don't know, I mean again, Comix Zone does have a fair bit working against you and... I'm not gonna say that, like, it's a bullshittily difficult game, it's just that, again, a lot of it's generally quite fair, you know, save for maybe falling to your doom because of bullshit beyond your control. But again, as I mentioned before, the thing that just sort of gets my goat the most about it, the game in terms of anything else, is just, punching things hurts you, even though in any other game it wouldn't. But yeah, in this case though, you're basically meant to smash up that box, get the item inside, and basically use Rodent in order to... Rodent? No, it's Roadkill. Who am I thinking of with Rodent? I might be getting my wires crossed with, like, that squirrel dude from Conker's Bad Fur Day, but... yeah, you use Roadkill in order to, you know, stop, you know, that thing from rising down, and then pretty much accessing the next page, but I pretty much stop around here like a dumbass, and, well... yeah. Mistakes were made. Yeah, and you can't jump over it, so I guess you could potentially try and, badger that, but, this is also preceding the boss arena, so, yeah, not really too much else you can do. But I mean, on top of that though, to even talk about the puzzle design, like again, there's a lot of great stuff in Comix Zone in terms of how it utilizes its design, you know, and creates very thoughtful gameplay out of very simple measures of, you know, utilizing the characters to move the switches and what have you. It's just that, yeah, you might find yourself falling a bit short of the mark sometimes. Oh dear, here we go. Nice fingernails, dude! Do you wish I use them, dude? Yeah, anyway, this is Kung Fung, I think his name is, or Fung Long. Yeah, either way, this guy is basically just sort of here to use his waggly fingernails, and there is a trick to this boss. Basically, when he, you know, stops launching his energy orbs, he'll pretty much, you know, enter into this realm, fire his fingernails at you that detonate on contact. So, what you want to do is, basically, after he fires his fingernails, beat the shit out of him and send him back into his own fingernails so that, you know, he blows himself up. But otherwise, you'll pretty much just, you know, kill Sketch. Just like that. Oh, how unfortunate. This is the end of his story. But in any case, in an alternate universe, yeah, beat the shit out of him, and basically he'll say, "Your Kung Fu is good." And there he goes. See you later, dude. Your Kung Fu is good. But yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote for this episode, so I'm gonna leave you with another Howard Drossen track, seen it for days. And on that note, I am Solidus-Skully, keep it new metal, and next time, we're finishing off Comix Zone. Yes, indeedy, a very short game. Catch you later.